Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up, everybody?
Yes, another good evening here from West Tennessee. It was a pretty day today.
Dude, it was a pretty day today.
After yesterday, it was kind of damp and cold and just dreary.
Yeah, and I don't know. It got a little chilly tonight. I was not exactly expecting it to be as chilly as it was tonight because it got pretty warm today.
Yeah, it was nice, but we've been at a pretty neat event all evening. Rolling in here. I guess we're here pretty much. I don't know. We're maybe a little later than normal.
Yeah, Bobby Lee's gonna be a little sleepy in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I'm about ready to go into a food coma right now. we ate really well this evening.
Yeah, we need to give a shout out on what we did. Now, this is something that you're the one that told me about this. I guess tell them what was the big thing of it?
I guess it was really organized by the Tipton County Cattlemen's Association. So did kind of a little farm tour, did a few stops, and finished up at Turner Angus Farms where they have the pizza farm, which if you're in the West Tennessee general area on Saturday nights, I think John was telling me the other day, pretty much from sometime in March until Thanksgiving, on Saturday nights, they have a wood-fired pizza kitchen out there on the farm.
Yeah.
Really neat. The pizza is fantastic. I'm not even supposed to necessarily really be eating pizza. I'd be embarrassed to even guess how many pieces of pizza I ate this evening. Everything from, and some really neat recipes. And then I had like 3 pieces of the dessert pizza.
Well, that's what I got nervous at first. Not because I knew the pizza was great because we had been the other night for a John Rose thing and they had dessert pizza and it was awesome. But I was nervous whenever I attend something and it's kind of like, all right, we're going to have food here for you. I always get a little nervous because I can eat a lot of food. I'm like a gorilla. And
you were worried that it was going to be like limited portions, like we were going to be hitting a drive-through on the way home.
Yes, and I did like the first go through. I just grabbed 2 pieces of pizza.
Yeah, you didn't want to be a hog. Long line, people behind you, not getting fed.
That's right. And I was thinking the whole time, like, man, I could eat like a lot more than this. And they were great because they just continuously.
Oh, the pizzas were rolling as an assembly line.
Yes, they just kept bringing them out. I bet you I ate at least 9 pieces of pizza.
I think I'm right there with you, yeah. But I got to thinking, how many pizzas do you think they cooked?
Oh, man, I don't know. Because there was still, when we were leaving, there was probably still.
Oh, yeah, there was going to be some leftovers. Some folks took some pizza home.
Both of us went over and grabbed a piece kind of as we were walking out.
Yeah, we ate a piece of one final piece of dessert pizza on the way to the truck. But I bet they cooked at least 50.
I would say so because we put it hurting. I mean, and it was perfect, like because they just kept them coming. Like they had it down, and it is really sharp. I will say.
Yeah, you need to check them out one Saturday night. Probably want to make reservations. I think you can find them on Facebook at Turner Angus Farm, and I think they usually share a link there where you can make a reservation because I think they stay pretty packed.
That's what they said. So yeah, we would encourage you guys to do that. Support them. They're They're a great family operation, and they're using meat right there from their farm. They this what John was telling us that they make the dough there. Like it is a really awesome thing, and it's in a barn. Like they've made the barn really nice, and it's just a cool thing. So
it's really neat. That was good, and we got to hear some good talks. We were at Daniel Pecans that talked about kind of diversifying it into, kind of crops you don't think of like pecans necessarily.
Yeah.
And then at Baskin Farms, which we were a little late getting there thanks to me.
Yeah, Bobby Lee murdering poor animals.
Yeah, I was a friend of mine had to, unfortunately, that's part of being a veterinarian, and and I knew good and well it started at 5, and so we needed to leave about 4:30. I was like, there's no chance that I'm gonna actually probably make it there on time. But it was a good tour.
It was, yeah.
And we both said, whether it's with Farm Bureau or the local Cattlemen's Association, whatever, trying to be more involved. And I would encourage everybody out there, being involved in these local groups because, one, it's just good fellowship. I mean, that was one of the great things. And I visited with, a lot of people I know, but just I don't see all the time. Staying up on, different issues. A lot of these groups too, if you ever find yourself in a situation or you're needing some help, talk about like the TVA deal there in Middle Tennessee. I don't know exactly, but when you got these connections, you've networked, whether it's, politicians you're meeting or just leaders within the industry can, it's good, especially within ag, because we do make up
2% of the population.
2%. There's strength in numbers, and so the few of us that are in it need to be stuck together and on the same page.
Well, and I'll tell you, one of the things that I thought was really neat tonight was all three operations that you went to. Like they would tell you could ask questions, and then be like, "Well, what are any questions, anybody?" And be like with the pecan orchard there with Kirk. It was cool because it was like, hey man, what, how do you fertilize your trees or, what are you putting down on your trees? How do you spray your trees? And he literally was like, well, here's how we do it. We go off the drip line here. I like to fertilize heavy right here. Like he was sharing all of his information. And then even when we were over at Skip's, we went over, the scale was like, it was this bad to the bone scale. And I don't know a ton about the livestock setup, but I'm like, that is one hell of a damn scale. And
they got a really nice setup.
Yeah, I think he said that, man, what did he say? How much weight? 18,000 pounds of cattle on there at one time it can have or something?
Yeah, I mean, you can run a whole, I mean, it's a pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a beast. But like talking to him, he was like, oh yeah, man, here's why we do this. And here's what we feed. And then same with John over at Turner Angus. And so that's the kind of stuff I want to see more of. Like, man, I'm over the like old days of like, we ain't telling you how we do what we do.
Keeping all your secrets to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't help the industry at all. And so I think it's really neat. Before we get too much deeper into this, there's a couple things we need to do. First, some of you may already be like, dude, the cameras have been different. They've been kind of jumping all over the place. Well, our cameraman Banks is not with us tonight.
Yeah, our producer, a little under the weather.
Yes. So I've got the board right here. So I'm trying to pay attention while also clicking over here to different cameras. And I did have somebody ask on one of the comments on Spotify. They were like, who is this mystery man Banks? And when do we get to meet him? Well, Banks, you guys can't see it, but there's a curtain off camera over here. We're encased in a curtain area for sound dampening quality. And we have stuck Banks. He's normally outside the curtain. He's got a table. It's got a TV monitor. That's where the switcher runs. So he's usually outside the curtain. And he is, for those of you that don't know, I thought I'd said him, but I may not have shared this, but he is my 15-year-old nephew. So he is our go-to cameraman. And we are feeling the pain tonight because he is not running the cameras.
Yeah.
So that's who Banks is. Also, we do want you guys to do a few things, though. We want you to leave us a rating on Spotify, on Apple, any of the platforms, 5-star rating preferably. Also, leave us comments. We got some great comments on the last episode. While I'm pulling up these comments, Bobby Lee will tell you something else you guys need to do.
Check out our friends at agzaga.com. We are right in the middle of baling season. I mean, I've got some that's ready to cut any moment. I actually ran into another friend of mine tonight, and he was like, from listening to your podcast, I figured out where I need to buy my bail net wrap from. I was like, you're damn right. Agzaga.com, you will not beat the price, the selection, and when you can get it shipped for free, something big and bulky like that, in addition to all the other great things, use that discount code TALKDIRT20, $20 off that $50 minimum order and the free shipping. Check it out. Get all the stuff you need.
There you go, guys. All right, I want to highlight a few of these comments. So our topic, our questions last week was fast food joints.
Yep.
And so Lily, she's one of our MVP listeners. She wrote in, she said A&W. I don't know that one. Do you?
I've heard of it. I think it's like the same, maybe like the A&W root beer.
Well, that's what I was, okay.
Brand.
So
yeah.
is it that same? Okay.
But we don't have those around here.
Yeah.
So I certainly recognize there's going to be some regional differences. She's out in Washington or Oregon?
Oregon, I believe.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic, which we got those.
Yep.
And then Burrito Boy. I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, another one's going to be, I guess, regionally specific.
Yeah, but I would, okay, yes, she actually says here in their apple orchards in Oregon. So, yes, they are, they are out there. She says they're currently waiting for their bees to come over from almond farms in California to their prune/cherry/apple orchards here in Oregon. You got to make sure to spray before the bees are coming over too, so the chemicals don't affect them.
There you go.
So they do hazelnuts. They got like a ton of hazelnuts as well. Eric writes in, he says, I'm with you on the Chipotle being overrated, but as a dad of 3 girls, we go against my will. Yeah, you're outnumbered. Now a couple of these I really appreciated because Bobby Lee in the last episode, basically he asked you to roast us on some of your reviews.
Oh,
and
yes.
so we did get a couple that took some shots at us in funny ways here. Kyle writes KFC, Jack's, and Popeyes, which I'm familiar with all those.
Yep.
He said, y'all do some good work.
He's a chicken guy.
KFC, yeah, he is. Which Bobby Lee did piss off some of our chicken guys in the last episode. Now
mission accomplished.
So he said, y'all do some good work, no doubt, but 5 stars and roast, well, 10-4, old buddy. Bobby Lee riding in vehicles looking like old Pigpen, and Logan want to be Kurt Russell, but really Kenny Rogers on a paddle boat. Guys, seriously, the show is my prize for surviving the work week. Talking about Taco Bell is decent, lost y'all's damn minds. You know what? I had Taco Bell that night. It had been a while. And
I mean, look, neither of us are sitting here telling you it is gourmet Mexican food.
Yeah.
But damn, it just hits the spot sometimes. I mean, just.
It does. That's what that night I had. I can't remember what was going on. I think, I know what it was. That night, my niece had a play she was in. So I had gone to watch it, and it was late when it got done, and all the places were like closed, except for, of course, good old Taco Bell.
Yeah. So
I ran through Taco Bell, and I got a gut bomb, and man, it was good.
I actually got to think about it because my top 3 were, well, I don't know, because I think you took Arby's from me.
I took Arby's and Taco Bell.
Okay. Well, last weekend, so I guess my top 3 were Sonic, Wendy's, and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did actually. No, I didn't eat Chick-fil-A last weekend, but I ate Sonic and Taco Bell and Arby's last weekend. I ate a lot of fast food because we were out of town at a ball tournament, and like between games, you didn't really have time to go anywhere, like sit down decent. See, I ate Sonic for breakfast one morning, I ate Wendy's for lunch one day, and Arby's for lunch the other day. So it's like, hell, I hit up 3 of them right there.
Yep, there you go. You did. Well, so we got some other good, awesome comments. We got one here. Brandon writes in, Bobby Lee looks like Temu Riley Green. That's my roast. He's heard that quite a bit on this show.
Yeah, I'm a poor man's Riley Green. Yeah. As long as I keep my hat on.
Yeah. I think y'all got the same hairdo.
Yeah, as long as I got my hat on. I probably ought to keep my shirt on too.
You're not as yoked, or you don't want to make him look bad.
You're right. Yeah. I don't want to make him look bad.
Yeah, Bobby Lee is much more buff than Riley Green is. Now, guys, we appreciate all the comments. Please leave us more. And this week, you got a topic? Or did you do this fast food?
Yeah, I did the fast food. I'm off the hook.
All right. Well, then this will be this is going to be on me as well. Oh, man, I actually was thinking about even like a music topic.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, that's so difficult. Which we did the love making songs there recently. All right, I know one. I got one. This is one that one of our buddies had actually emailed to me. I was like, man, y'all need to do this one. We'll do top 3 so that we're not here all night. Top 3 actresses in Hollywood. So female actresses in Hollywood, top 3. I don't care what you're basing it on, but your top 3.
Like just looks or acting ability. Oh man. And of course there's like a million of them. So this will definitely be one where I'll forget some quite obvious ones. Oh, and I'm not even the movie guy. So one that I'll throw her out there just because she kind of immediately comes to mind. I'm gonna say Jennifer Aniston.
Okay.
Just
she's a good one.
And I mean, it's like she never ages.
She really don't age.
Like
Yeah.
she's just as hot. I mean, she looks the same as she did whenever, I guess, Friends was her big.
When she was walking around hard nippled in Friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I say we could Google it. I bet she's 60.
She's got to be pushing 60. I don't know. She's probably 50, 53, 54. You think she's 60 years old?
I'm gonna look it up.
Man, if she's 60, that'd be wild. I'm gonna say 54 years old.
Well, we hit the average. She's 57.
That is actually still older than I would have thought, but she looks phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay.
So Jennifer Aniston. So you're basing it on looks, not her acting ability.
I mean, yeah, I might be mostly basing that on looks. Oh gosh, because I'm trying to think, what do I go with? Like a throwback to like one that, maybe I had a big crush on when I was growing up, or.
Man, I think it's whatever you feel led to. Like when you think of top 3 actresses, what are the top 3 that are popping in your head?
All right, I'm a Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, she was. I was probably going to say that.
Yeah,
she's got a killer acting ability.
No, yeah, she's a smoke show.
And she has I'm just going to go ahead and say it, she's got one of the best booties in Hollywood right now.
She's got a great
package all the way around. Yeah.
And as I sit here and I say that, I'm sure I could. You're going to name some movies she's in, but like I sit here, if you said gun to your head, name a movie that she's in, I'd be like, yeah.
To be honest with you, I would actually struggle. But she's in the new Jurassic Park. It's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awful. It's like the worst one I've ever seen. Sucked so bad. She is in all the Avengers. She plays Black Widow in the Avengers.
Okay.
You've seen those.
No.
Oh, well, yeah, she's in that. She is in those. All right. So then you got Jennifer Aniston, Scarlett Johansson, and who else?
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm struggling here because I just don't watch movies, and now I'm trying to think, well, who are some good female characters in TV shows? Like some of them, like I can think of a character that was really hot, but I'm like, I don't even know the name of that actress. Okay.
Well, what movie? I mean,
I was about to say, here's one that and she is hot, but just I can definitely name a bunch of her movies. Sandra Bullock.
Oh yeah, Sandra's. So
definitely a little bit more of a throwback to, like I can probably name 5 or 6 movies that.
Well, it's funny. So you've just kind of almost verified a theory that I have.
Okay.
So Scarlett Johansson does. She would go against this grain because I think she's been naked in a movie before, but Sandra Bullock and Jennifer Aniston, to my knowledge, have never gone fully nude in a film. And
but Scarlett Johansson has.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to need the name of the film.
Yeah.
For research purposes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that she has. But Jennifer Aniston, so I have a theory that when a female actress goes fully nude in a film, that her star power actually begins to fade. And I mean, there's always outliers, but if you think of a lot of the like lasting like hot chick icons, a lot of them have never actually like, maybe they've never shown their tits on screen. And I think a lot of it is because I think it goes to why their star power has survived is because I hate to sound like a primal meathead here, but it's because men still have never seen the full package. So there's like that curiosity. It's like, need to.
Yeah, you got to leave them wanting a little more.
You do. And I'm going to tell you, that's why so I'll do my top 3 here. And I'm going to tell you who's not in my top 3. And it is Sydney Sweeney is not in my top 3.
I guess would she be considered an actress?
Yeah. That's what she's known for is acting.
Okay. Well, I know she's in some movies now. I didn't know if she was more of a model or an actress. Everybody knows, but she's more I know exactly who she is. I've never seen any movie she's in. I
don't know that I've ever seen a movie she's in.
She's just, because nowadays it's so different because you got social media. I've never seen a movie of hers. I know exactly who she is, but it's all from social media.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm with you, but she is not one because it's almost reached a point with her that I'm like, you eventually it's kind of like once you've seen a set, you've seen them. It kind of takes away it doesn't mean you don't want to see them anymore, but at the same time, it's like the mystery is solved. And Sydney is like everything she's in is going to show her naked. That's all that she has going really. And so no, not Sydney. So I'll tell you my number 1, and she is just a savage. And this is a throwback, but do you know who Salma Hayek is?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Salma.
Oh yeah. No. She is, she is in her 60s.
She is in her 60s and she is absolutely bad to the bone.
No, she is.
From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm sure you've probably not seen that movie.
I have. You.
Oh, I talked you into watching that phenomenal film.
Where Quentin Tarantino sucks on her toes.
Yes. Yeah, they were he definitely wrote. You could tell he did some writing in that film.
Actually, she is not 60.
How old is she?
She'll be 60 this year.
Okay,
she's 59.
Well, look at what a gorgeous Latino lady she is.
That was a picture of her in 2025, and you could have told me she was 35 there.
Yep.
And I'd have said, you're right.
She might drink the blood of children, but
that's the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
Amongst the Hollywood types, yeah.
Yeah. But she looks phenomenal. Actually, I do.
That's, yeah. You'll get no arguments from me there.
Yeah. And I guess we're basing this entirely on looks. That seems to be the direction. Sorry. Some of our female listeners are thinking of really great actresses and their performances that they're giving. And we're like, yeah, this chick, she's really hot.
I can't name a single movie.
I've never seen anything she's in. Now I have seen some Salma Hayek movies. And she's awesome. So she's number 1. Number 2 is one that was this chick was my, all through high school, this chick was my Hollywood crush of an actress, and that's Eva Mendes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I guess, and there's a theme here. It's so far it's been 2 Latinos. My wife is not Latino, by the way, but Eva Mendes was number 2. And I could name several films that she was in. And again, I don't think that she's ever explicitly gone nude in anything.
Yeah.
I don't think Selma has. And that's kind of wild because she's a super sex symbol. But now, all right, the third one, my top 3, the third one's kind of tricky. I'm trying to think, there's some easy ones you could say like Carmen Electra would be an easy one, but I'm not going to do that one. Oh man. Dang it. This last one is a little tricky. God.
I've already thought of another one that I'll have to throw out as an honorable mention.
You're probably thinking about Sigourney Weaver, but no, it's not who I was going to say.
That wasn't who I was thinking, but I can actually name a movie or 2 there.
Yeah. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it was Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Exactly where I
never was a big Sigourney Weaver guy. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. I'm thinking of all these movies. Dang it. Oh, I know. The chick,
Don't know her name, but
Don't know her name. No, Jennifer Lawrence. I'll go with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
She's a hot one too.
Yeah.
Great actress. She's a very phenomenal acting chops. But I'm going to go with Jennifer Lawrence for my number 3.
Yeah. My honorable mention, one I didn't think of was, is it Ollie or Allie Larder?
What's she from?
Well, most people my age, where she burst onto the scene was the whipped cream bikini.
Oh, Friday Night or Varsity Blues. Okay.
And then, of course.
Oh, she's in Landman.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know her name.
I guess, does she get naked?
Yes.
Very
she does, right
at
at the beginning.
And then I don't think she's naked again.
But my God.
Like, damn you, Taylor Sheridan. She gets naked like in season 1, episode 1, and then she's not naked again.
But Lord, what a body, man. She is built like that woman.
Oh, she's another one that's like, she's just, which I think part of it is too, I pride myself on this, like I'm age appropriately attracted to women. Like she's just as hot now as she was when she was in Varsity Blues, but part of it's like, well, no, she's just, as I've gotten older, so is she. And
I actually find like I appreciate like when I watch a movie or something and it's an older woman, like they would be closer to my age or even into like her 40s.
Yeah,
and
she's not that. She's 50. Yeah.
Okay. But she's like jacked. Like, man, she is in great shape. Oh man. Hillary Duff is another one.
Yeah.
She looks great. She looks really great. But there you go. So let us know what y'all's selection is of your top 3 actresses. And again, you can see the scale of why you pick them can vary wildly. They could be great actresses or they could just be insanely attractive. But let us know what yours are and why. We don't want you to get off the hook so easily. You got to tell us why they are. All right. So
yeah, mine are all because they're smoke shows.
Well, and I guess pretty much all mine were too. We're simple beings. All right. Have you followed anything on the farm bill?
I mean, it passed in the House, right?
Yes, and it's got to go to the Senate, and it's still like a crapshoot, ain't it?
Yeah, you saw the post like the House passes the farm bill. And I was like, oh, the farm bill's passed. Well, no, just that it means which they stripped some of the stuff out of it, I guess, like they always do.
The glyphosate was a big one. They did strip out the basically immunity for the chemical companies,
right? Which that was all the Maha people were really cheering that one on. Which I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing,
Yeah, I don't know. It's all over. I know a lot of the ag sector was like pretty much hoping that one would stick in there. And a lot of the people that defend it, the reasoning for defending that is the protection of future technologies and things like that. We've covered that on this show before. We've talked about it quite a few times. But that is one of the things where it's like, you don't want them to start targeting chemicals necessarily, because if it becomes a non-profitable thing, you're not going to have companies creating new technology.
Right. And I fully understand that. I have seen the argument that from some in the ag space that we're happy to see it get stripped out, and that if the chemical manufacturers aren't held liable, do they then start trying to come after farmers and I don't know.
We probably saw the same.
Which I'm like, an individual farmer doesn't have enough, like, if there are these class action lawsuits and stuff.
For $100 million, I'd be like, all right, good luck. You take everything I got and you ain't even going to scratch the surface, buddy.
Yeah, you can have this debt.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you might be doing me a favor, honestly. But I bet we probably saw the same guy as a farmer talking about it. And I had actually not thought about that, because he was like, it's going to roll downhill. Like wherever.
Yeah, the liability is going to just keep rolling downhill if they can't go after the manufacturers. And so I was like, well,
and there is some.
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if that would ever work.
Yeah, but it does. It's an interesting point. There is some things, like one of the things that they were really wanting to get in the farm bill, and I don't know if I think it was also pulled out of the farm bill. They were hoping to get it in there, was the E15 year-round thing. And I know there's people that have different thoughts on this, but here's some of the like big takeaways on that, because I got some notes on the E15 deal. For people that don't know that are listening, E15, right now we have E10 and ethanol.
10% ethanol blended into gasoline at most every fuel station, unless you're going somewhere where specifically ethanol free.
Yes. And this would literally just increase that to 15% ethanol. And which
would obviously help, with corn demand.
And it should help with fuel prices.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It would sop up a lot of the corn supplies. It'd be more corn would go into ethanol production.
Yes. And so right now, 33% of the total U.S. corn production goes to ethanol, which I didn't realize it was that big of a chunk. So it says authorizing permanent E15 would increase that demand for up to 2.4 billion bushels per year. I don't know what that would raise it to, but here's what E15 could lower gas prices between 10 to 30 cents a gallon. So, 10 cents may not be a lot. 30 cents off is pretty nice. Like, that'd be a pretty good little drop. Especially like if this damned war were to clear up, say you got down to that, $1 or $2 for gasoline. If we did E15, you could very likely be $1.70, $1.50 for it, which actually I did hear something wild. How much do you think that they pay for gasoline in Saudi Arabia?
Oh, next to nothing. Because they have they have an excess supply.
Yeah, it's like 19 cents a gallon.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know like Saudi Arabia, but I like people, because I guess there's a fair number of Americans live like in the UAE and places like that. And like it's basically free.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine 19 cents a gallon? Like, I can't even fathom that.
Yeah, I doubt they have a lot of electric vehicles over there.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, probably not. Well, that's what E15, it says it saves that. And for all of our green jabronis, E15 would actually reduce CO2 emissions by more than 17.6 million tons a year. It says that's equal to taking nearly 4 million cars off the road, which is pretty freaking wild. So a lot of the farmers are really wanting them to do this. The thing about it, there's people that are like, we don't want 15% ethanol and all this. Well, the thing is, you would have a lot of gas stations would probably have multiple offerings is what would end up happening. It's kind of like we've got a local gas station up here that has non-ethanol gas. Yeah. I buy non-ethanol gas for all my small motors.
Oh yeah. That's all I put in my commodity jugs that I got from agzaga.com.
There you go. And you use the code.
That's right. When I ordered one of the jugs, fortunately the code doesn't work whenever I go fill them up.
I do wish we had a gas code. That would be really nice.
You can talk to Johnny.
Yeah, tell him, give us 10% off. Yeah. But yeah, so the federal regulation restricting the year-round sale of E15 in many parts of the country is outdated, and it's nearly 50 years old. So it could be updated. Access to year-round E15 is not a mandate. And that was the thing I wanted to drive home. Like, if this were to be put in there, it doesn't mean you have to use E15. It would just open the opportunity for them to have E15, and it would be a cheaper option, and you're helping use oil or corn. And E15 has a strong potential to become the standard gasoline blend, but significant investment in fueling infrastructure is still needed to make it widely available. But yeah, Brazil is actually mandating a 27% to 30% ethanol blend in gasoline, and it's widely using flex fuel vehicles. India is going to implement a 20% ethanol blend. So actually the U.S. is, 30%. That's pretty wild. That's a lot of ethanol. I wonder
if the big oil lobbying groups are fighting against it.
I would honestly think so.
I would assume they would. Just self-preservation,
Especially, man, you think if 30%, if simple math were 15% ethanol could save you 30%, then that would essentially save you, or 30 cents. Then that would save you 60 cents almost, right? Couldn't you basically double your?
Oh, I don't know if it. I don't know.
Because that'd be huge. You could knock 60 cents off.
Like I say, it's after 10 o'clock now. I've consumed more carbs in the last 2 hours than I have probably in the last 2 months.
Yeah, my diet.
I'm kind of like I say, I'm not going to do math live on there.
Yeah, that's not gone well in the past.
I've barely gotten into the bourbon, but yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to do math.
Well, there is a big thing, guys. The E15 is really a big thing, and I do believe it'd be a good thing because it would use a lot of the corn, help us out on this domestic stuff, make us less reliant on exporting markets, and it would use our own production. And guys, I mean, Bobby Lee and I were actually having this conversation earlier when we were just headed back from the cool event we were at. I just like probably a lot of you row crop guys that are listening, and and even the cattle guys got a payment as well. But I just received the second portion of the disaster relief payment. Brooke Rons had just announced like a couple weeks ago that they were going to do the other 70%. And I didn't know what that would even look like, when it would happen. And it was in my account this morning. So some of our listeners, like I said, you probably saw a check or something added into your account. But, we got to talking, and people like to hate on the farmers getting the checks. People like to hate on the E15. They're like, well, let's just produce less, this and that. But we were kind of talking about, like, really and truthfully, there's a couple things here. The broad population is not prepared to pay higher grocery bills. We've already seen that, and like in the egg crisis,
and they're just gonna. I mean, even people that maybe have the means to potentially pay significantly more for their groceries, that just the amount of shrieking and whining, and like I say, the eggs are a great example. Like, I don't know, the average family probably, how much did they go up per dozen?
They
like $2 a dozen.
Well, some of them might have. I bet you probably could still go to the grocery store and get a dozen eggs for $6.
Right, and so what were
they were about $2 before.
Okay, so an extra $4 for a dozen eggs. I don't know what the average family. I mean, I'm sure some people probably go through 3 or 4 dozen a week. I'm gonna say the average family buys a dozen eggs a week.
Yeah,
$4 a week, and the amount of just outrage there was over that. $4 a week.
Yeah,
that's $400 a year. Like, and I mean, look, that's not nothing, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of nothing. And the people that were just, I mean, you would have thought the world was coming to an end because eggs had gone up significantly, and they had.
Yeah. Well, and it's the thing, and me and we've talked about this before. Eggs are like considered the steroid of foods. Like they are very anabolic.
They're a superfood. I mean, they really are. Like that's why I try to get my kids to eat more and more of them. Like these are incredibly nutritious.
That's why Bobby Lee butt chugs eggs every morning.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would do that.
I think they butt chug on Jackass. Isn't that old thing? Then they butt chug a bunch of beers.
Yeah. I might miss that episode.
I'll say, I'm pretty sure Steve-O or somebody did. But no, I mean, so, all right, $2 to $6 for a protein packed, like lean, like this is, like I said, this is actually good food.
The same way with the ground beef, like, or just beef prices in general. And I I'm at my grocery store and I can get, ground beef for $4.99 a pound. Like, and I went through all the math, did a little video on, like, I could feed my family of 4 tacos for like $12 and have leftovers to eat the next day. Like, that's not outrageously expensive. It's maybe more expensive than it was, 6 months ago or whatever. Right. Compared to the stupid stuff that people spend money on. Yeah.
Well, and so the gist of that, or the big takeaway with that, is the current system that we have for agriculture in this country to maintain low prices in the grocery store. You have to, they almost have no choice but to supplement the agriculture economy with subsidies. Like, it is set up, they have created a system that relies on it, unfortunately.
Right. The overarching function of the USDA, and I'm not the first person to say this, is not to help the farmer or anything like that. It is to keep food cheap. A well-fed populace is pretty easy to govern. When people are starving to death, like shit goes to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
Very quickly. And what we were talking we were talking about rent, like land rent. We need a correction. Maybe it'll happen on big row crop ground. Wouldn't count on it.
Yeah.
Your other inputs, equipment costs, let's just be real about it. They're not coming down. Like a brand new John Deere row crop tractor is going to cost what, $400,000 or $500,000. Like
at least,
at least. Like they're not getting more reasonable. Fuel, if they get this crap out in the Middle East figured out, okay, maybe, but your other inputs, fertilizer, kind of right there with fuel because of this crap going on. Maybe it corrects a little, but overall, these input prices, you can't count on them coming back down.
Yeah.
So when you look at it like that, all right, for row crop farming to return to a place where it is consistently profitable year in, year out means commodity prices are going to have to go way up, which means the cost of food, fuel, clothing, everything is going to go way up. Well, the government doesn't want that to happen because then that makes the populace, very hard to, the people are angry.
Well, and
so
that shit rolls
easier
to the politician too, because then they start attacking. Well, this politician needs to make the prices go down.
The easiest, most viable way for the government to maintain control, maintain, I don't know what's the word, opposite of chaos, maintain. I'm just drawing a blank here. Say it's late at night.
Order.
Maintain order is to, give that money to the farmer. So it's like, okay, hey, we know you ain't getting shit when you sell that corn and soybeans, but we're going to supplement you to the point where, okay, you remain just profitable enough to keep going and keep producing, an abundance so that we can keep our food prices where they are.
Yep.
And I really think that's the way that they've looked at it. Like, okay, we've got to keep, we can't let the farmers go broke because then all of a sudden we're not growing enough and there's food shortages and and then prices go up because there's, supply and demand. And so how do we keep farmers to keep overproducing when they're not making any money? Well, we, artificially, inject money, to them. But, and again, then the problem is that, well, the input companies just are like, we can keep jacking these prices up just a little more.
Yeah.
We're the farmer, we talked last week, we were going to be a real positive episode. So I feel like now we're already going down a negative path. But it's like, now they're going to keep the farmer where it's like, you're going to make just enough margin if things go right to keep going year in, year out.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say the thing that they do, because you hit it dead on in that just at that profit, maybe above break even, just maybe make a little profit. Yet every now and then you'll hit a lick. Like you'll hit a year that'll be a good year. It's almost like,
well, there's external factors. Like maybe all of a sudden China does come back in and start buying a bunch. Like, whoa, we don't have to give payments this year because prices went way up because China's buying so much.
But you know what? It makes me think about playing golf. So I don't play, but like I might play once a year now. And usually when I play, I just get super pissed, but
I thought you were going to say super drunk.
No, I don't even have to do that. I usually just get pissed. But
you don't play a beer hole.
No. I've played with some guys that get plastered, but
I've heard of people doing a beer hole.
I would be blackout drunk if I did that. But I will go play golf maybe once a year, and basically I'll suck the whole time. I'll like double bogey, triple bogey, and I'll just be bombing it the whole time. And then I will have one hole that I'll like hit a pretty good drive on. I might even chip it up on the green, and I'll be putting for like birdie, and it'll be like a 20-foot putt, something ridiculous that I would just never make. I've missed all these short putts. This is going to be, I might even be on the very edge of the green, and I'm like, some guys would chip it and I'll be like, hell, I'm just going to putt it. And I'll putt that son of a bitch and make it. And then I'm like, by God, I'll do this again.
You're like, I'm going to get me some new clubs. Like, I'm I'm going to make the tour next
That's
year.
what I say. Like, I could go pro if I wanted to. And so, and that's basically the mentality of farming. It's like, you lose, you hit it, you lose, and it's like, but that one hit just carries you. But
you get such a high off that.
You do. And look, I understand, because tonight, that thing we were at, man, I was looking around like at the Turner Angus farm, and my nose is like totally stopped up now. I feel like I can't even hardly breathe through my nose. But we were at Turner Angus farm, and I was looking around, and dude, I was just like, this is why people do what they do. Because I was looking at the barn, and behind the barn was that like rolling pasture, and there was cattle like kind of dispersed out on it. And like the sun was kind of going down, and I was like, man, this is like, it sounds cheesy, but I was like, this is God's country. Like, it just, I love like the scenery. Like, you just feel out when you're out there, man, it's like, this is just the best place to be.
Yeah. Like, where else would I want to be on a Thursday night?
Yeah.
Like, relatively pleasant, getting a little cool when the sun went down, sitting here, good fellowship. No, you're right. Like, and it was beautiful. Yeah.
It was. And so I just think, I'm like, there is monetary stuff aside, that's the stuff that draws us to farming. I don't really know anybody that farms for money necessarily. Like, I'm sure there is some guy out there that maybe does. Now he doesn't
even really like it, but he's like, it's just, I make too damn good of money.
Yeah.
I really hate my job, but I got the golden handcuffs on. Like, it just pays so damn well, I can't quit it.
Yeah. I mean, like I can tell you, for me, the last 2 years for sure have been horribly mentally taxing on me. But like, I still just can't imagine. I can't imagine going and like doing something else. And like, I'm sure, like, you've talked about this, like with your cattle, when you kind of first got into cattle, you were like, I might not even make a lot of money off my cattle, but you just like having cattle. You like running cattle. I mean, and I'm not saying you don't want to make money. It is a business at the end of the day. You want to make money. Like, the goal is to make money. And people that, I want to preface all this by saying, I don't think it is a good mentality to say, well, I don't care if I make any money because I'm doing what I love. I think that's a dangerous way to think, because at the end of the day, it is a business.
No, it's absolutely a business. And I think you have too many people that, don't, view it that way, strongly enough. They, like, no, this is my lifestyle. Like, this is my identity.
Yeah. And that's what it is. Farming, if of all jobs, and I know there's other jobs out there, I would actually venture to say, like, I would say this is one of those things where farming and the military really closely align, because it's like a guy that's in the Marine Corps. If you ask him, like, what do you do? He's like, I'm a Marine. And he's like, always a Marine. And it's kind of like a farmer. It's like, if you ask him what is he, he's like, I'm a farmer. And by God, it's like ingrained into your core of what you are, which is also, I think, one of the reasons why it's so mentally hard, because when things get really bad and it looks like you're going to lose, and to the point where you're like, I might even lose so badly that I like have to quit farming. Well, hey, you don't know how to do that. It's like, well, I can't do that because I'm a farmer. Like, it becomes who you are. So that's where I think that's one of the reasons why it's so damn mentally hard on people, because it's like, I mean, I feel like it would be the same. I feel like it'd probably be the same for you. And if you could not be a veterinarian anymore, is that the same, or do you think no?
I don't know. I think where the farm is similar to me to like our veterinary business is that we're now multi-generational in the veterinary business. And that's where I envy my dad a little bit, because, my brother and I are veterinarians. Like it is going to pass on. I do wonder about, like, what's my exit strategy? Like his is pretty simple. He's we're going to, whether he dies tomorrow or whenever, like
Yeah.
no carrying it on. Like when I get to retirement age, which I'm nowhere near, I don't know, and maybe
You saying like if neither one of your kids wanted to be a
right,
vet?
if neither of my kids or my two nieces want to do it, selling the business one day when I retire, man, like
That'd be hard
I mean,
because you're like, man, this is what my dad started.
like my parents started this before I was born.
Yeah.
And of course, by virtue of that, and then me now joining the practice 17 years ago, like it's all I've ever known.
Yeah.
Like it has never not been part of my life and never been in anybody's hands other than my family. Yeah, man, that was it's stressful and as some days can be. Like, man, I don't know that I could ever drive by there again.
All right.
Like it'd be, man, it'd be. I don't even want to think about that. Like,
Yeah.
And again, the easy way out for me right now, because all my kids and my nieces are so young that I have no idea if that's in their future or not. But like, I don't know, 20 years from now, when they're all, out of school and maybe they've decided different career paths.
Yeah.
My brother and I are sitting there looking at each other and like, I mean, we're not going to ride this thing all the way to the grave. But yeah, that'd be, I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, that'd be a tough day.
Yeah. See, and that's so, and I almost said what you said.
But I'm not going to do it till I die. I mean, unless I die on the way to work one day or, just,
Yeah.
God forbid something tragic happens all of a sudden.
That's what I was going to say. It's kind of like, it's like there's farms that like I've lost, and I haven't, not a lot of them, but there's a couple that I've lost and I just never drive by them anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's weird. Like it feels weird to me.
When you say lost, you mean somebody else rented them out from under you?
Somebody else rented them. Yeah. And so I just don't go by them anymore. And like, I've been fortunate that even the farm that I sold, I still work it. So like, I'm still out there all the time. I'll tell you, even after I sold it, it was weird, going up there. It kind of actually made me really sad whenever I went up there, like the first time. Cause I'm like, man, cause I also remember how proud I was when we bought it. Like, I was like, man, I just remember walking on the farm and being like, this is my land, like right here. So like, it's hard, but it helped that the farm sucks. So like,
it wasn't very good ground.
It is my worst ground that I work still to this day. But I've thought about like, all right, so the farm I live on, for instance, here, my driveway is on the very edge of the property line over there going back to my house. And I was like, man, things have been really terrible in ag. And I was like, God, because my farm here is 200 acres. And I'm like, yeah, people are like, well, you could start, divvying out pieces of the farm. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then I said, I was thinking, I'm like, gosh, imagine how much it would suck. Like if where I live back there, it's like 20 something acres of this farm. My driveway runs there. Let's say like I lost like basically all of this farm, but I was able to keep that 20 acres. I would have to move because dude, I couldn't drive down my driveway, and every day I would be reminded, like I would look out and like basically be reminded of like, oh, there's the farm that I lost. There's the building that we built that I lost. Like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I think of like, man, I don't know if like I went broke farming and like it would be hard. It'd be hard to drive and see your fields and stuff that you worked and told and all that. And that's, I was thinking of the same, when you were saying the clinic, you said you probably wouldn't drive by it. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, it would probably make me like not want to, I just would not drive by it anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so, which there was a big news story. We were actually out at Turner Angus Farm twice this week.
Yep.
We were there on, I guess it was Monday night. One of our candidates for governor was doing a tour, which is pretty cool. He's getting out talking to people. Cool event. When we were on the way home from there, I got a text from somebody that said, "Are you watching this press conference from the White House right now?"
Oh yeah, yeah.
And basically, it's been a long time coming, but there was a joint press conference between the DOJ, Department of Justice, the USDA, and the White House, outlining ongoing efforts to examine competition and market concentration in the cattle and beef supply chain. So this is from RCAF, press release. But Shad Sullivan was there. He was speaking. I didn't get home in time to see it on the TV, but of course, you can pull it up and watch it a million different places. And so it's been a long time coming. There's been all kinds of, collusion, price fixing amongst the big four meat packers. I mean, I know it, you know it, everybody knows it now, what they're going to be able to prove. One thing some people have pointed out, and I agree with, is that the timing is not great, but we couldn't be picky about the timing.
Why not? Like, why is the timing not great?
Because the meat packers aren't doing as well. It's 5-6 years ago when they were price gouging during COVID, and while all the ranchers were going absolutely broke, but now we're like in this tiny window where the cattleman is actually in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah.
And you can't really convince me that the meat packers are losing money, but they're just not making near the margins they once did.
Yeah.
Like if you just took a snapshot of right now, and like you're an outsider, you'd be like, y'all quit bitching. What do you mean? Like y'all are doing fine.
Cattle's astronomical right now.
Okay. Yeah. This is first time in forever. And of course we couldn't really be picky about, we finally got an administration who was willing to tackle this issue. Got a, leadership at the USDA that recognizes it. And so I had to kind of strike while the iron is hot, more or less, on that side of things.
Yeah.
But, it is. If there was ever a time to be just even the slightest bit sympathetic to the meat packers, which I am not at all, it would be right now, though. And so I don't know. So
you're saying it plays in their case a little bit, in their favor.
Well, they could be like, well, hell, they're bringing this up. Like, look right now, like no greater example of how, like, whatever we're doing, if we're price fixing and colluding and all this stuff, well, it ain't doing us no good. You know? Wouldn't necessarily make them innocent either, but it goes back for generations. It's not anything that's happened recently. And they quoted some figures.
But what is it? So what is I know it's been brought up here, but like, what are they doing? Well, what are they doing about any of this?
Oh, right. They're, the exact words from the press conference was ongoing efforts to examine competition and market concentration.
And I'm glad that it's come up. I'm glad that it's being talked about because I'm like, at least we're moving in that direction. But is the DOJ trying to like open a case against them? I mean, what else is going on here?
Open an investigation, seeing what they can prove. Because it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. As they say. And so, and then what's actually going to be done about it? Is it going to be a class action suit where they're going to order the meat packers to, pay, money back to cattle feeders and whatnot? Well, what about all the ones that went broke, because that was a figure they had, lost more than 665,000 beef cattle operations, nearly 50% of the producers since 1980.
Yeah. That's terrible.
And so,
what do? You issue guys that went broke 20, 30 years ago checks, 40 years ago?
Right. And then I don't know
half of them might be dead.
How you fix it going forward. Obviously you just wish there were more competition. You wish that 4 companies didn't have 85% of the market,
Would it be a deal where they make it easier to open processing plants?
I mean, that they've been trying to do that. And that is a tough, and some of the detractors would say, look, I mean, there's been time and time again examples where these other companies try to come and get in there and they can't be profitable. And part of that is it's like any other industry. Scale is incredibly important. It's hard to make it as a small to medium size, outfit. And so I don't know. I'm not holding my breath, but that was pretty big news that kind of came out late Monday night.
Well, the fact that it's being talked about, like I said, is a big thing. I mean, because that's always been kind of the elephant in the room, honestly, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, even in all honesty, since when we started this podcast, nobody was talking about it. You know, like we started this in 2021, and I never heard anybody talking about the big four meat packers like colluding or working to manipulate the prices. I never heard anybody in government roles. The only people that were saying stuff was like ranchers. They were like, man, you know, they're crushing us there. And because I remember us covering some stories where like they basically found their cheat sheet where they were buying cattle and manipulating the prices. And it's like, this was
buying
found.
the shittiest cattle they could find. And those would be the ones they would turn in at the end of the day, or, you know, for the mandatory market reporting, all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I'm glad that it is making it into the news and that maybe it'll bring some awareness, which I did see. And again, this is where I think it requires farmers just to be more telling the truth of things, because I saw an article on social media and it was talking about that. And the top comment was from this woman, and she said, well, the simple solution is these farmers need to start butchering and selling their own meat. That's what they need to do. So then we can beat out these big four meat packers. And it had like a shit ton of likes and a shit ton of comments. And I was like, I commented on there and I said, if only it were so easy. Like, that's the thing. Like, yes, I agree with this woman. If it were that easy. And there were some people that commented and were like, well, you greatly underestimate the amount of red tape that's involved in doing this, or the insane expenses involved in opening a processing
just
plant.
The capacity for slaughter, you know, to feed even just our domestic needs that would be needed. I mean, you're talking about these big plants that are owned by the big four, you know, killing 5,000 head a day, you know, when they're really going full speed. And, you know, we don't even have, you know, the infrastructure, you know, the facilities for a bunch of small. I mean, you would have to have so many small meat packers. Like, I don't even know what the figures are, like what percentage of the beef consumed in this country actually comes, you know, bought anything. I mean, certainly direct from the rancher, you know, like I sell and like a lot of other folks do.
It's got to be a tiny percentage.
It's not even a drop in the bucket. You know, again, 85% is controlled by the big four. And then, I don't know, I would assume probably at 14% is just the mid-size meat packers.
Yeah.
You know, they're not the majors, but they're still not the direct to consumer. And then I would say it's even less than 1% of the cattle killed are these, you know, mom and pop meat lockers that, you know, are then, you know, selling it, you know, via the farmer, you know, basically direct, you know, farm to consumer, you know, whatever.
Well,
yeah, no, that person, I mean, I respect their kind of sentiment there, but we are so far away from being able to do that.
Agreed. Well,
you would need like numerous, I mean, even in small towns, you would need numerous small little meat lockers. And then that doesn't even account for all the urban areas. Like, no, it's just, I don't know. You just wish that those really big facilities, you know, instead of it being 4 major companies controlling 85%, if it was 14 even.
Yeah.
You know, still a relatively small number, but a lot more competition bidding on those fat cattle.
Yeah, no, I agreed. Well, and that's why, like, we do urge you guys listening, get involved on your stuff. Try to spread the word. Do try to tell your politicians, like this farm bill, for instance, tell them to freaking pass this damn farm bill. We need a farm bill. All these things are directions in the right move, or moves in the right direction. So do that. We do got a question I wanted to be sure and get. I saw it tonight and it seems pretty timely. And this comes in from our good buddy Kelsey. He's been a longtime listener. It's a question for Bobby Lee. What precautions do you recommend for screw worms, since it's only a matter of time before they come into the U.S.? Also, have you heard anything about the mealy bug? Texas Department of Agriculture released some information about it, but it was pretty vague.
I've not even heard of this mealy bug. How do you even spell that?
Mealy, M-E-A-L-Y.
Mealy bug. I'll have to look that up. So for screwworm, you know, and I probably shouldn't feel this way, but I'm a I'm obviously worried about it, but we're here in West Tennessee. It's still, there's not been a single case in any animals.
Well, for reference, I'm pretty sure Kelsey's in Texas.
Okay.
So he's in the danger zone.
Yeah. So if you're closer to the border, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, maybe even Southern California, some of those areas. I think the closest it has been to us has been along the Texas border. Examining your animals very closely, which is, I don't know, for like cattle out on pasture, I think about this, like it's going to be nearly, unless you're like going over them with a fine tooth comb, but at the first signs that you have a problem, which again, I've never seen screwworm, thankfully, because hasn't been here in my lifetime. Certainly not in our region. But I would say any signs of an animal, that seems lethargic off themselves, anything like that, getting them up, examine them, it's going to be any kind of a wound, which can be, it's something as small as a scratch where they can lay the larva, and then being ready to treat it. I've made sure that I've had, enough effective dewormer basically on hand where if I did have a problem, I'm ready to treat all my animals. Because if you're in one of those areas, I'm a little bit embarrassed to say I don't even know exactly what the guide, no, say guidelines, but recommendations that you should be doing on a day-to-day basis to make sure.
Well, isn't the screwworm, is that the thing we talked about that it was kind of like, it's not a devastating thing if if it gets in your cattle?
No, it is.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. Now and cattle is one thing, but like I guess it's any mammals. I don't, definitely, wildlife. People can be infected.
What does it do?
Well, the big difference, Nick, is obviously like if you have a wound on an animal, like anybody who has livestock has had, flies get to a wound, and just general maggots.
Yeah.
But they're eating the dead flesh. They're not, it's a pretty bad sign if you got maggots in a wound, but, screwworms eat live flesh and they just, and so they just
don't ever stop. They just keep eating.
Yeah. They literally eat them alive. If not stopped.
Yeah.
And so, pretty damn scary.
So it's like a dewormer. Will that stop a screwworm?
Well, I think like if you have infected animals, and again, as a veterinarian, I should have much more specific advice.
Is this where you pull out the hammer? Bobby Lee always uses his hammer to kill them. Is that what you got to do? You pull out a hammer and bash them in the head.
Well, I guess, because then you've got this dead flesh. But now, checking them over very closely, obviously doing everything you can to avoid wounds. But like literally these wounds can be just an animal
tiny
scraping up against any one of a million things on a farm that can create a tiny wound. A navel of a newborn calf, it's just countless ways. Like if it ever was here, you being able to keep it out of your herd, I would feel like would be almost impossible. It would just be more of you controlling it and treating animals.
Damn, that's pretty terrifying then, really, to think about. Like that could be really devastating.
Yeah. And again, I've probably been more complacent on it just personally from my herd. And, I'm very well aware of it and all the effects it's had on the markets and whatnot over the last year and a half or so. But, I don't even know how far away we physically are from the closest reported case. Pretty damn far, because we're not anywhere near the border at any point. And so when it first shows up, if and when it does, I very much assume it'll be in South Texas. That's going to be the first place. When we have the first case in the U.S., that's where it'll be. And that's not necessarily guaranteed. It could be somewhere further north. But I would dare say, say if they found a case in Kansas or Oklahoma, like okay, there's cases, but across the border further south than that, it's just that may have happened to be the first one they identified. But yeah, I don't know. I would say I would be shocked if the Texas Department of Ag didn't already have some pretty well laid out guidelines and recommendations for ranchers there to be doing on a day-to-day basis to Because yeah, I think he's probably right. It seems like it's only a matter of time. Now, hopefully, we're doing a good enough job of keeping it back.
Yeah.
That it doesn't cross the border. But you do feel like eventually it's going to happen.
Well,
and hopefully it'll be isolated, and hopefully they can just keep it in Texas. Sorry, guys. No.
Well, I was going to say though, this almost sounds like I know it's probably not as hard to like eradicate or kill versus like CWD, but it almost has a CWD vibe to the point where it's like, is this one of those cases where, once CWD moves to an area, it's just going to continuously spread and spread and spread? Is screwworm going to eventually be all over the U.S.?
Well, no, because we've had it before. The way we eradicated it is so a screwworm, the fly, only breeds once in its life. Like they're one of those species. I hope it's good whenever they do it because they only do it once.
Yeah.
So what we've done is pretty brilliant. They take the flies and through like radiation, they sterilize them, male flies. And so then they just release hundreds of, just an infinite number of these flies everywhere. Like we're literally releasing screwworm flies, but it's sterile males. And the fly doesn't do any damage. It's the larva.
Yeah.
And so all these sterile males that they're releasing everywhere, they find them a female, breed with her. Oh, she's one and done. But he doesn't get her pregnant because he's sterile.
So even though she didn't get pregnant, she'll never breed again?
Correct.
Wow.
And so.
Well, no whores in that family.
Right. There's
at least they have some values.
Yeah.
The screwworms, they have good values.
Yeah. Yeah. They only screw once. But
is that why they call them screwworms?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb and say no, but hey, maybe screw once worms.
Screw once worms. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we use that very effectively, but there's all kinds of blame. Like why? Because we had it pushed down all the way south to like what they call the Darien Gap, which is in Panama, where the North and South America meet, and it's very narrow. And so it's like, okay, you South Americans, y'all can figure this shit out. Y'all need to be making your own sterile flies, and y'all can try to eradicate it down there where you guys are. But I don't know and I think a lot of the blame has been put on the Mexico Department of Ag, where they didn't kind of keep up with everything quite like they should have. And
damn it, Mexico.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why you want to do that to us?
Yeah, you'll need some sterile flies. But yeah, so no, it's like just because it gets here doesn't mean we won't be able to beat it back.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, not like CWD, and the whole thing with CWD and all the prion diseases.
You can't destroy them.
Right, that protein, that misfolded protein, it's
2,000 degrees to destroy that.
Yeah, it's not spread by a fly that you can get rid of.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. Well, there you go, Kelsey. Appreciate you writing in, man. I hope that helps you out. All right, let me see here.
Did we need to talk about the little local issue in politics?
Oh, yeah, we did. There's been a hilarious, probably awesome to some, very angering to some, but I've gotten a kick out of it myself. And honestly, right now, it would be a nice thing, I guess.
Well,
and there's caveats to this.
Yeah.
But basically what Tennessee has done, and I haven't looked into all the legalities of it.
It's because there was a Supreme Court ruling basically redrawing the congressional districts, which I think it was in response to a bunch of democratically controlled states.
Like Virginia was the one that really did it first, weren't they?
I think Virginia was one that redrew many of their congressional districts to where theoretically, and historically, they're going to gain Democratic House seats because of the way they've strategically redrawn the districts. We're in Tennessee, we have 9 congressional districts, 8 of which Republican currently, 1 strong Democrat, which Logan and I happen to live in. Because our district, us being just here north of Memphis, we're actually drawn into that one.
Well, did there used to be 7 in Tennessee and 2 Democrats? Because didn't they redistricted a part a couple of years back, which is what made us get stuck with
Right. We used to be in a different district than we are now, but
the queer Cohen. that's who we got now. But didn't they do that to gain another Republican seat in Nashville?
Yeah, and they're always doing this, but apparently, and I don't know the exact details, but the Supreme Court had a ruling where it was like, no, a state can do this. Well, of course, Tennessee is Republican controlled, at the state level.
Yeah.
And so basically this opened the door to allow our state legislators to redraw these districts. And so they've got a proposed.
It passed.
Okay. So it passed where they're redrawing everything to where theoretically, I mean, you never know that people still got to vote. All 9 seats could flip Democrat, who knows? But it will favor the Republicans to where Tennessee, if this all goes according to the plan of the state legislators, the Republicans anyway, come midterms, will that one blue district that included Memphis now includes enough area outside of Memphis that it'll
be red.
It'll go red.
Yeah.
And so it allows, at the national level, that's one more House seat that the Republicans can pick up. And, where I, as somebody who definitely leans that way, I would say, turnabout's fair play. Democrats are doing this in blue states. Why wouldn't, Republicans do this in red states? Now, I do feel like, locally, because some of these districts are getting kind of oddly shaped and
it runs a lot of miles,
oddly large. So you do worry a little bit like, okay, if I'm in rural, wherever, Tennessee, and now because we're trying to use our rural, much more conservative vote to offset that urban, liberal vote, my district now includes some of those areas, and maybe even though my House member, the representative will be on my side of the aisle, they're not going to live anywhere near me. Are they really going to listen to me whenever I pick up the phone to call about, hey, I need you to pass the farm bill? And so I do understand a little bit of that argument. And I also say, well, hell, here Logan and I are, and we're in a district with a representative that I don't think probably gives, even though I'm only 30, 40 miles away from him, I don't think he gives one shit about anything affecting rural West Tennesseans.
He don't, because I have emailed
his focus is all on, his voting base that's right there in the urban center of Memphis.
Yeah.
I'm just unfortunate enough to live very close to it.
I've sent him about probably 3 or 4 emails since he's been our whatever, representative, congressman, whatever he is. Yeah. And if he responds, it's usually to tell me, one, that because I've actually emailed him about the farm bill before. And if he responds to me at all, it's about how, we've got to protect the SNAP benefits. Like, that is literally all that he gives a shit about in the farm bill. So it's like,
yeah, he doesn't even care that he now, because the way they've redrawn it, that he includes a lot of farmers.
Yeah, no, it does not matter.
There's still not enough of us to matter.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, again, as somebody who leans conservative, pretty hard. Yeah, for like national issues, like, yeah, that'll be one more Republican congressman or woman that will be in D.C. to, and because unfortunately and that's what I was talking about. Like, part of the problem is everything is so freaking partisan.
Yeah.
Like, when there's this issue's up for debate, it's going to be like, there might be 1 or 2 Republicans that'll jump ship boat with the Democrats and vice versa.
Yeah.
And like, it's pretty much everything, like, you have to toe the party line.
Yeah. There's no bipartisanship anymore.
Well, and right. And there's like almost every issue, it's rare that you find one where, the Republicans are split on. Like, no, every one of the Republicans is going to vote all this way, and every one of the Democrats can vote.
Well, hell, you see why though. Like, look what they've done to Thomas Massey and some of the few that are willing to, like, actually.
And I wish we had more. And that's why it'd be really nice if it wasn't just a total 2-party system. Like,
I agree. But yeah, the Democrats are going berserk.
Yeah, because obviously here in Tennessee, it's going to, negatively affect them, at least in theory. Because I would still go back to, you still got to vote. It's not like it's an absolute given that all 9 of these seats will then be red. I think most political prognosticators are going to tell you, probably will. And yeah, I recognize that. I'm not an idiot, but
well, it's funny because like now
but yes, our neighbors to the south of us, they are losing their minds over losing a seat. And of course, a lot of people point out like Memphis is a shithole, more or less. I mean, sorry, like y'all have had Democratic representation since the beginning of time.
Yep. Let's try something different.
Yeah, I mean, are y'all afraid that now that things might get better? And there are some that will literally cheer on it not to get better and for it to get worse.
There's I think a lot of them.
Because they'd rather be right than for
things to get better.
Yeah.
They would rather watch everything burn. I'm totally with you.
Then have to admit that, hey, maybe we are better off under Republican leadership. Yeah.
Yep. No, they are. So yeah, that's what's going on here in Tennessee. It's got people going crazy, and I'm just watching the show.
That's that. I'm kind of like, yeah, well, whatever. Like, if they were doing it the opposite way, I'd probably be a little bit more outraged, but I'd be in the same situation. Like,
what am I going to do about it?
I'm going to vote this fall, November, or whatever.
I've never voted for Steve Cohen. He's been my congressman now for however long. So
I don't even know. I guess there may have been one time since they've redrawn that we've been able to vote for him.
Yeah.
But as far as he's concerned, like we talked about this, like, hell, I've looked up everybody's age tonight. How old is he? Old as dirt.
He's old as dirt.
He's older than any of those actresses we looked up.
He looks like a Batman villain, is what I've said about him.
He does. I mean,
oh God,
he's got basically the same hair as me. So I can't really attack him on that too much. Actually, he's not quite as old as I thought.
How old is he? 57.
He was born in 49, so what's 51 plus 26?
He's got to be 70.
77.
Well, that's getting pretty old.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, but hell, I mean, how old was like Mitch McConnell and some of them?
Oh yeah,
I'm not going to keep up looking up birthdays.
Yeah.
But he actually was facing pretty strong opposition from.
Pearson was. There was a good chance Pearson was going to beat him.
He was possibly going to get primaried anyway.
And Pearson would be worse than him.
Pearson's.
He is a damn idiot.
Race baiting, like.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
everything out of Pearson's mouth is just that's racist. This is white supremacy. Oh my God. Dude.
Yeah, he's awful. Look at that dang guy. All right.
Yeah, has zero like actual, substance to anything.
Knowledge. He's just a damn idiot.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
Speaking of idiots.
Yeah.
You got one?
I do have one.
All right.
I'm actually wearing it right now. Going back to the well as far as products. Tyler Shoop leather.
Oh, okay.
Another.
Oh, hey, that's a pretty cool looking belt, though.
So I am wearing one of his belts.
Are you trying to get up there to the camera?
On the YouTube. It's got
there you go.
Cool buckle.
Can you see it on that one?
I believe he's in.
There you go. Yeah.
I believe he's in Indiana. Makes all kinds of leather goods.
Sweet.
Tack for horses. If you're into the Western world. If you're just into keeping your britches up, you can get a belt from him as well. I'd actually.
What is it called?
Tyler Shoop. Tyler, just like it normally is spelled, and then SHUPE. I'd heard of him, like somebody had said, he's got really good stuff, and I'd wanted one of these belts for a while, and he's a small leather maker, and so a couple of times I'd try to get one, like they wouldn't. They were out of stock, at least in my size, but yeah, all kinds of.
Oh yeah, he makes all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, if you're into equine Western world, like all kinds of tack and supplies, headstalls, reins, you name it, stirrups. But yeah, then you get into the belts and everything else.
And price is pretty good. There's just a casual belt there. It's pretty chill looking, $50 something.
Yeah. No, I mean, good, made in USA, but no, none of the stuff's outrageous. So yeah.
All right, guys, there you go. Check out Tyler Shoop Leather.
Yes, it's actually TylerShoopLeather.com.
Yep. TylerShoopLeather.com. Go check that out. And while you're doing that, we want you to do a few things. First, we actually want you to go to the Turner Angus Farms this Saturday from 10 to 2 and look them up on Google. They're doing the Farm Day thing. It's going to be really awesome. A lot of things for your kids.
Aimed really at kids. Was that that's the Farm Bureau's Women in Ag putting that event on?
Yes. Yeah, it is. They're going to have face painting and dairy.
It's a free event.
Yes. Yeah, it's free.
All kinds of stuff for kids. Animals to pet. And then you can hang out and eat some pizza that night.
That's right. They got killer pizzas. Go to that and tell them that we sent you there. And then also, and actually, I'm pretty sure I'm going to take Marcy and the kids. But also, we want you guys to leave us 5-star ratings on Spotify and on Apple. We want you to hit that like button and subscribe on YouTube. Comment on there. Comment on Spotify. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Anything you'd like us to cover, any topics, any of that, reach out to us. Let us know. You can email us. Go to talkdirtpodcast.com and go to the contact page. Submit your questions on there. And yeah, I was trying to think, is there anything else? No, we want you to tell us your top 3 actresses as well. And we'll discuss that next week. And what else do they need to do?
Check out agzaga.com. All the fantastic stuff. It's not just bayonet, wrap, and twine, even though you won't find a better selection of those items anywhere else. But plenty of other good stuff. You just need to browse around the website, fill up that shopping cart, use the discount code at checkout, TalkDirt20. $20 off your $50 minimum order and free shipping.
All right, guys. We appreciate you, and we will catch you next week.
See you then.
You've been listening to Talk Dirt to Me with your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, we ask that you subscribe and leave a review. And we'll catch you next time.